week so far. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tanya, and I have over a decade full of tax and accounting knowledge that I want to share and, post it to you guys and have any questions, answer any questions that you guys have around financials and balance and financial statements and tax and finances. So I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'll be posting, hopefully weekly to update you all. And this week, I want to be talking about the stimulus bill again. I talked about it last week, but there's been some changes. So these are the 3 things you need to know about the changes. So number 1 is the actual payments, the $1,400. They're still going to be $1,400, so that's good. But they changed the income levels. So if you're making up to $75,000 a year single or $150,000 a year married, you'll get the full amount. You'll get the full $1,400. If you have dependents, you'll get the $1,400 for dependents. It will start to decrease and phase out when you're making $75,000 to $80,000. And if you make over $80,000 and you're single, you don't get any of it. And if you're making $160,000 and you're married, filing joint, you don't get any of it either. It sucks, I know, because you think that's a lot, $80,000. You're making $80,000. You're married. You're making $160,000. That's a lot of money. But then you take out taxes, and you take out, everything that gets taxed, and what you have left over is not that much. I mean, compared to somebody making way less, it's a lot, but it isn't that much. And when you make more, you spend more. I think that's like a universal law. The more you make, the more you spend. So for those of you who are not going to be getting the stimulus check, that sucks. I'm sorry. But you know what? My advice is take a look at what you're spending. Analyze what money you're spending and how much money is going out each month. What are you spending your money on? And you could actually, look at that and maybe do a little budget. And I bet you could find $1,400 that you could save. And instead of spending it, you could save it and start, having a little savings fund. But I know that the more you make, the more you spend. And if you just look at, what you're spending, you could find it. You could find your own stimulus money for yourself. So also, we're in the middle of filing 2020 tax returns right now. So if you haven't filed your 2020 tax return and you had a baby in 2020 last year, like my cousin Yolanda, she had a baby in February, little baby Joey. He's so cute. And she asked me, she's like, should I, am I going to get a $1,400 for my dependent? Will they just send it to me? Well, no, if you haven't filed your tax return for 2020, they're not going to, because they don't know that you have a dependent. So I said, file it so that you show a dependent so that you'll get, a $1,400 stimulus payment for your child. And if it's too late, I'm sure they will have something for next year's tax return for 2021 to reconcile, but might as well get the money sooner than later, which leads me into the next one. Number 2 is this child tax credit. So right now for 2020, the child tax credit is $2,000. And if you're single making $200,000 or less, you'll get it. If you're married making $400,000 or less, you'll get it. So the income levels are really high for this current child tax credit of $2,000. Well, this new bill increases it for 2021. For children that are 6 years or under, it's $3,600. For children that are 6 to 17 years old, it's $3,000. And so again, it's for 2021. So what they're thinking of doing is, oh, and also for this increased child tax credit, it's only for people that are making $75,000 or less if you're single, or if you're a head of household, it's $112,000 or less. And if you're married, it's $150,000 or less. So you'll only get this increased child tax credit if you are in those income limits. If you make more than that, you will still get the $2,000 child tax credit. There's still a credit, it just won't be as much. And the IRS is, they're thinking of like, how do we get this money to people? If they qualify for 2021, they're thinking of doing a portal, like an online portal on the website so that you could, register, I guess. And they're thinking of giving you this money in monthly payments from July to December so that you don't have to wait next year to file your 2021 tax return to get these child tax credits. You can get them earlier. And I don't know how that's going to work. It's going to be interesting because, first of all, the IRS is already has an out-of-date computer system, and they're already underfunded, and they already have a shrunken workforce. So then to put all this on top of it, I know they got more money in the stimulus bill. I think that it's $400 million that got added to the budget to the IRS, which is great because they need it. And to set up this online portal for people to be able to get, the child tax credit in advance, then that's really great. So if you don't do the portal thing, you can just wait and you'll just get a bigger refund next year for this child tax credit. And so that's that. Number 3, the unemployment. So it was originally that it was going to be an extra $400 that they were increasing it to, but they're keeping it at $300. So the extra bump in unemployment is staying at $300 a week extra. And what's new also is that the first $10,200 is going to be tax-free. That's awesome. Because normally it would all be taxable for federal taxes. In California, it's tax-free. None of it is taxed. None of your unemployment is taxed for California. But for federal, you were supposed to pay taxes on all of it. That's why I said, check the little box to take taxes out because, you don't want to get a big surprise. But they're saying that the first $10,200 will be non-taxable. So if you already filed your taxes for 2020, which I already have helped people file their 2020 tax returns that have unemployment, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe the IRS will automatically, in their own system, deduct $10,200 of unemployment and recalculate your taxes and then just send you a new refund. That is a possibility. The other possibility is that we have to file amended tax returns, and that is a pain in the butt. And I don't think the IRS is going to want a bunch of amended tax returns that they have to process. So that is still, we're still going to have to figure out how they're going to do that. But that is good news. You don't have to pay taxes on the first $10,200 of unemployment. And if you haven't filed for 2020, maybe you could wait. If if it's not going to mess up with the stimulus check and the child tax credit. So these are the 3 things. It's the stimulus payment of $1,400, the child tax credit increase for 2021, and the unemployment bump that stays for $300 a week through September 6th. So people that are counting on it can count on it through September 6th. So those are the 3 updates. Let me know if you have any questions. Put them in the comments. Reach out to me. And I have more questions to answer, which I will do that in the next post. So stay tuned for the next live stream, and I'll answer those questions. Thanks. Bye.